He was waiting downtown to transfer to another bus on his way to school. City leaders and local lawmakers coming together Thursday with a message that changing buses for students in downtown Dayton is not an ideal way for them.
This would not be the case if our students were transported directly to their schools from their neighborhoods and changed buses at one of the many Dayton Public School locations.
State Representative Phil Plummer has included an amendment that aims to curb crime, enhance safety, and protect students at downtown bus station hubs. The provision requires school districts in the 8 largest counties to ensure student transfers on mass transit systems don't take place at central hubs.
Logistically, the kids have to get up early, go down to Main Street and catch a bus, drive down here, wait on another bus to connect to go to school. We're making our kids get up too early, right? We already have an attendance problem. Let's streamline that process so we can take them straight to school.
Back in 2022, the Dayton Public School Board decided to place students on RTA buses by using publicly available bus passes. RTA's CEO says their routes are not designed for school transportation.
We run along major corridors, our frequencies aren't good enough to support the needs of public schools, and frankly, we can't meet the needs of schools. Other suburban school districts, that was pointed out in the press conference, manage to bus their students. We think Dayton Public Schools can probably find a way to do the same.
We reached out to Dayton Public Schools to respond to these proposals and ask if any plans are in the works to make transit changes. We haven't heard anything back yet. The next step city leaders, state representatives, and businesses hope is that DPS starts busing their students next fall. House Bill 96 now goes to the Senate for consideration.
I'm Jenna Lee Borg here on Water Street in Dayton, where 2 homes caught fire early this morning. One was vacant, but a family of 13 lived in the other. I checked in with that family to see how they're doing.
You lose everything. Everything's gone.
Walter Bozeman was at work when his wife called him to tell him the vacant house next door was on fire, but that wasn't all. The fire had spread to the place they call home. Luckily, everyone got out safely. 3 adults and 10 kids live there.
That was a blessing for me. Wasn't worried about nothing else, just as long as they got out, as long as everybody's okay.
Dayton Fire says the call came in around 3:30 Thursday morning. The vacant home had to be demolished, and Bozeman says they don't know if theirs is a total loss or not, but Dayton Fire District Chief Tyler McCoy says it could have been worse.
You know, this neighborhood, the houses are so close together. Even without the wind, we have an exposure problem immediately, so we have to initiate a fast, aggressive fire attack, or we could have 3, 4, 5 houses going immediately.
2 firefighters were evaluated for illnesses. 1 was taken to the hospital for further evaluation. No one else was hurt. The Red Cross will be providing help to the Bozeman family. Bozeman says people have already reached out to the family to see what they need help with. We'll continue to update this story here on air and online at Dayton247now.com.
Well, after the rain moved through overnight, we got the sunshine out and about. There was at least some periods of decent rainfall going back to last evening. At the same point, the clear skies really did help make things a lot more pleasant during the day. It will turn a little bit more cloudy as we get into tonight. I do think temperatures will fall into the mid to upper 30s, so it is going to be maybe not the coldest night we're going to see, but certainly a chilly night. I do think for tomorrow it ends up being a chilly day overall, but we do have some warmer temperatures on the way. In fact, we are going to see spring-like temperatures Sunday and Monday. However, we have another chance of rain and maybe even some storms on Monday. I'll explain coming up in just a little bit.
Caught on camera. Take a look at this surveillance video from a gun shop in Kettering. Kettering police say that 3 people broke into AC Firearms just before 4 this morning, stealing over a dozen guns. You can see the suspects broke down the door, knocking over display cases in the process. Kettering police are asking anyone with cameras in the area to share it with police, as it may have captured the suspects or their vehicle. Anyone with video or any information could help identify these suspects. You are asked to contact Detective Vince Mason. His information is now on the screen. Happening across the state, the man who shot retired Ohio State wrestler Sammy Sasso will spend at least a decade in prison. Elijah Lee will serve at least 10 years in prison and a maximum of 14 and a half years. Sasso was shot in the back in August of 2023 near Ohio State's campus. Elijah Lee, who was 16 years old at the time of the shooting, was arrested a few weeks later in connection to the crime. Sasso suffered severe injuries, spending more than 40 days in the hospital and going through months of rehab. Sammy Sasso spoke in court during today's sentencing.
A lifetime dedicated to a sport and my craft, nearly 20 years dedicated to becoming a Division I NCAA champion. I'd been in the finals twice before. I'd taken second twice. I was coming back for my senior year, and my last chance to go accomplish this dream of mine that I've had since a little kid was just taken away.
Back in February, OSU wrestling coach Tom Ryan announced Sasso would be retiring from his wrestling career, but he finished as one of the most accomplished wrestlers in Buckeye history with 106 career victories. Another update out of Columbus, a Toledo man arrested by Columbus police after he allegedly fired shots at officers did not appear in court this morning after a judge waived that hearing. Darnell Jones, who also goes by Darnell Ogletree, faces felonious assault charges in Columbus, but is also facing more serious charges in Toledo. He's charged with the abduction and then murder of his 13-year-old daughter. The judge ordered a preliminary hearing for next Friday and also waived bond and extradition. And in Cincinnati, Hamilton County commissioners saying they're not done trying to get the state to help with renovations to Paycor Stadium. At this afternoon's meeting, commissioners announced they're seeking $350 million in the state budget to pay for upgrades to the football stadium. The state budget was recently passed by the House, but it still needs approval in the Senate. Commissioners say they've had discussions with lawmakers and the governor and that there's still time to get this done.
I'm Matt Gelka in Washington, where congressional Republicans want to take back some of the power that district courts have over nationwide policies. Angered by the repeated court interventions around the country blocking some of the sweeping moves from the Trump administration, Republicans in Congress moved quickly to try and rein in what they believe are rogue judges acting with an agenda. In a 219 to 213 vote, the House passed a bill that limits the power of lower courts and prevents some rulings from applying to the entire country.
There was even legislation in the last Congress authored by Democrats to do it. This is not a partisan issue. It may be a timely issue for this president, but that does not make it partisan.
Lower court rulings have temporarily paused multiple executive actions, including an order ending birthright citizenship that was struck down by different judges appointed by Republican and Democratic presidents. Democrats arguing against the bill said it was authoritarian, giving the president too much unchecked power.
Somehow my colleagues never complained about nationwide injunctions when dozens were issued against former Presidents Obama and Biden. But now that it's against Donald Trump, they want to rig the rules to give the president free rein to do whatever he wants.
Nationwide injunctions have been levied on policies from presidents of both parties. During the Biden administration, courts ruled against some of his COVID mandates, and he tallied 14 injunctions during his 4 years. Through the first 10 days of April, at least 70 rulings had temporarily paused some of the Trump administration's actions.
I think what this will ensure, if this does become law, it will mean that the United States Supreme Court will really be the final judge of major legal issues. The federal district judges will not be able to decide these big, enormous constitutional questions.
There is a companion bill in the Senate, but getting the required votes in that chamber seems like a long shot without Democratic support. The Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court to weigh in on the issue, and the High Court could eventually decide the lower court's power. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Making headlines across the nation, eggs are more expensive than ever right now. New Labor Department data shows the average price of eggs hit a record high of $6.23 per dozen last month. This despite the fact that wholesale prices are down and bird flu outbreaks are down on farms. Economists say demand for eggs is high right now as we approach Easter. Wholesale prices didn't start dropping until mid-March, so grocery stores may not have passed on the lower prices. Experts say Trump's plan to try and strengthen egg farmers' defenses against the bird flu is more of a long-term fix that won't lower prices anytime soon. The European Union is putting its retaliatory tariffs on hold for 90 days. This after President Trump announced a 90-day pause on his tariffs on the bloc of 27 nations. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says that the nations want to give negotiations a chance. However, she adds, quote, if negotiations are not satisfactory, our countermeasures will kick in. An update now from around the world. The death toll in the Dominican Republic nightclub roof collapse has surged today, reaching 218. Over 200 others were injured. Emergency crews have been on scene for 2 days searching for survivors and victims. Officials say no one has been found alive since Tuesday afternoon. It's unclear how many people are still unaccounted for. Crews have now shifted from rescue efforts to recovery. The government plans to launch an investigation following a recovery phase.
Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel touring Wright State University. We check in on how the next generation of the workforce is being trained. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Take Dayton 24/7 Now News with you on your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected to breaking news, your first warning weather updates, and on-time traffic. Sponsored by Jeff Schmidt Auto Group. 8 locations, all at jeffdeals.com.
Tonight, the trade war. Will an endgame come fast enough to protect American families, businesses, and the economy? Plus, the IRS resignations days before tax day. World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
This is him. You need an eye exam. Wait weeks for an appointment? Now that's criminal.
Word on the street is at Stanton Optical, you don't have to wait for an eye exam. 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79 all same day. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing.
Get an 11% rebate on everything you need for your projects at Menards. Menards has the largest in-stock selection of spray paint, ready to take home today. Enhance your projects with help from Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum Stops Rust 5-in-1 spray paint is the first ever adjustable spray paint can. Choose from 5 different spray settings so you can get a professional finish on every project. Just $5.87 each after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
With Dupixent, stay ahead of moderate to severe eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch with clearer skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists helps heal your skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Hey homeowners, are you tired of your outdated bathroom? It's time for a change, and Bathmasters is here to make it happen. Celebrating a decade of excellence with our new branding, starring our lovable mascot, Oscar the Outer. And to mark this special occasion, we're giving you an incredible gift. Up to $2,000 off your bathroom remodeling project. Yes, you heard it right, up to $2,000 off. Our commitment to excellence remains the same, but now with an utterly amazing touch. Don't wait, visit our showroom or call us today.
At Stanton, get a stash of contacts for year-round freshness. With 1 year of AccuView Oasis for $149, plus a free contact lens eye exam. Lowest price of the year. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
I'm Eli Burgett out here at Wright State University, where earlier this morning, Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel stopped by to see how the school is preparing the next generation of Ohio workers.
We're going around to see all the good work that's being done to train that workforce and to make sure that we can encourage that group that's being trained to stay right here in Ohio.
Wright State has recently received more than $1.4 million in state funding for brand new equipment in their engineering and healthcare programs. With the state budget still under review, Lieutenant Governor Tressel says the expansion of these fields are critical, and the state plans to financially recognize the schools who are shaping Ohio's economy for the future. With 87% of graduates staying local at the beginning of their careers, University President Dr. Sue Edwards says that Wright State is certainly one of those schools.
As we move forward into the future is how do we communicate what we're doing better so that people understand the impact that higher education has on the region.
Ohio's House signed the state budget on Wednesday, and it will now go back over to the Senate before going back to Governor DeWine's desk to be signed by the end of June. And over in Centerville, a student-led clothing drive happened this morning at Centerville High School. 3 senior marketing students collected gently used business clothing during the donation event in support of the Dayton charity Clothes That Work. Clothes That Work supplies those in need with appropriate clothing for job hunting in the Miami Valley.
Both Centerville High School and Clothes That Work share the same mission of trying to boost people's self-confidence and get people ready for the employment industry.
The Centerville students are also planning another drive-through donation event on April 13th from 1 to 4 p.m., as well as an in-school donation drive from April 14th through the 18th. If you have any gently used polos, khakis, blouses, or tops, or other business attire, they encourage you to come out and donate.
The WGI Sport Arts World Championships kicking off today with competitions at 2 Dayton area arenas. The percussion and winds competition kicked off bright and early this morning at UD Arena and the Nutter Center. Last year, the competition brought over 65,000 visitors to Dayton, bringing in an estimated $34 million. The competition has committed to being held in Dayton until 2031. While traveling here for the competition, ED White Catholic High School students from Louisiana helped out our community. Students donated roughly 100 drawstring bags filled with needed items for members of our unsheltered population. Each bag contains commonly needed items like socks, toothbrushes and toothpaste, feminine hygiene items, and much more.
Typically, people are pretty grateful to get needed resources. That's what these are. If you're homeless or you're struggling to get yourself housed, basic supplies, basic toiletries are sometimes hard to come by, so it's really well received by our community members. Plus, it's nice for us to be able to give them something they need, that helps us with outreach in the community.
Over the next month, officers will distribute the bags while patrolling the city. A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. Work will begin this month on a transformative project in Springfield. The project will revitalize the former Springfield Mercy Health site into housing. Fountain Village will take over the 16-acre site along North Fountain Boulevard and McCrate Avenue. The project will bring 54 single-family homes and 9 townhomes to the area. We have all the details right now on Dayton247now.com. You can find this story plus others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab.
Today I'm talking about lightning and the different statistics surrounding it here. So this graphic shows lightning fatalities from 2006 to 2018. This is NOAA data. Now, it's really just men fishing on the beach, camping, or doing some kind of work, even construction work, that is associated with the most lightning deaths. And kind of looking down the rest of the spectrum here, soccer, yard work, and golf, those are lower end categories, not as many fatalities. Still, every fatality is something that is kept in the records here. And really what it comes down to is it's mainly men, 80%, and women, 20% of the deaths are from lightning there. So you really just got to avoid being on water and being out in open spaces or working whenever there's a thunderstorm present or in the area. So some do's and don'ts here. Go inside when you hear thunder or see lightning. That's go indoors when thunder roars, or find a sturdy house, building, or car with a hard top roof. Of course, stay indoors. There's 30 minutes between the last lightning strike or rumble of thunder until there's a safe way to go outside there. And don't retreat to dugouts, sheds, other small structures if you're doing some kind of sporting event. And don't go under tall trees, swim, don't touch electronics, even if you are in what you think is a safe place. You want to go indoors and seal yourself off from any lightning.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good Day Dayton, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ABC 22.
Everything is on sale at Morris Home and Ashley. Every price tag has been discounted by 20%. Plus, you get a bonus discount equal to your state tax. Plus, you get no interest up to 60 months at Morris Home and Ashley.
Your roof takes it all, from peak to valley, and your valley takes on a lot of weather.
Where the weather hurts the worst, Fiesel focuses on what we do best, thoughtful solutions that eliminate leaks. Visit FieselInc.com and save $1,000 off your new roof.
This new Toyota Tundra is amazing. It's rugged and capable.
Designed, engineered, and built right here in the USA.
And Tundra is more powerful and more fuel efficient.
The iForce Max hybrid powertrain delivers 437 horsepower.
And with the multi-terrain select, no matter what the conditions are, it automatically adjusts the engine throttle and traction.
Get up to $3,000 customer cash on a new 25 Tundra or 2.99 APR financing. Or lease a Tundra from $449 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
Shelter Insurance, this is Charles.
Afternoon, Charles.
Joshua?
Does Shelter Insurance cover shiny red cars?
Yeah.
What about purple vans?
Also, yes.
Monster trucks?
You know we offer car insurance, son. What's going on?
I'm still mad at you.
From shiny red cars to purple minivans, you can count on Shelter's local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Voila.
Everything is on sale at the Better Sleep Shop. Get your better sleep because the all-new Sealy collection is here. Starting at $8.99. Get it in stock for immediate delivery. Only at the Better Sleep Shop inside Morris Home in Ashley.
Sponsored by the Workers' Compensation Lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Code Red weather alerts only on Dayton 24/7 now.
Well, the dry air remains in place as we speak, and because of that, it is fairly sunny with the exception of the northern part of our areas that do have a cumulus stack. Off to the south, you see those showers being blunted off down towards the Louisville area and perhaps even Cincinnati. Would not be surprised if one or two ended up meeting our southern neighbors. Now, meantime, overnight tonight, it will become cloudy. I think by morning will be overcast. Then it'll take until the afternoon and evening for us to scour out some of the clouds. Meanwhile, Friday night to Saturday, a pretty good night for radiational cooling, which means Saturday likely to start near freezing. We may end up with another frosty morning. Obviously, by now, you know it is not Mother's Day, right? That old saying, you plant on Mother's Day and beyond. This is a case where part of the reason is true. Now, for Sunday, we will see some clouds, but I think for the most part, we'll be dry. Maybe Sunday night, everything goes right, we squeegee out the atmosphere, we can end up with a shower. We have ended up at 59 Dayton. Further north, it is a little bit cooler, 50 or even some upper 40s. Meantime, low 40s to mid 50s. Springboro is still holding on to 60, so looks like warmer off to the south where that colder air hasn't arrived. It'll overspread the area tonight. Temperatures falling into the mid 30s. Tomorrow, we will be on our way into the upper 40s, so much cooler day. By the way, I did happen to change our spring picture here because, well, if you haven't noticed, the leaves have started to change, but that's not a sign necessarily that it definitely gets warmer across the board. It will be getting warmer this weekend, though, actually up around average by Sunday. Worth pointing out that Monday does warm up. However, second half of the day, we'll be on the lookout. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted part of the Miami Valley in the area where storms are going to be possible. Now, I'm not calling for a severe weather outbreak quite yet, but we're going to have to keep our eyes on that. Meanwhile, Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures are going to be in the 50s. Thursday into Friday, looks like the next system could arrive as soon as Thursday, but as of right now, maybe more of a Friday system for next week.
What are we in for here with Cheer Week?
Lots of spirit.
Everybody out, now!
How bad?
She just lost consciousness.
Get Eco. At Eco, we can clear your backed up drain for just $93.
Or it's free.
That's right, or it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for a year or we'll clear it again.
And that's free.
Yes, that would be free.
93 or free?
Can you stop talking about all the things we do for free?
People like free, Aaron. 93 or it's free. Oh, hey, and it rhymes.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Coming up this week on Family Feud.
His hair.
Tonight at 7 and 7:30 on ABC 22.
Are you tired of all the calls and texts to buy your house?
We're Oasis Homebuyers, the easy, stress-free way to sell your house.
We buy houses for cash, regardless of condition or price.
Forget the inspections, repairs, and skip the showings. We buy your house as is.
Divorce, probate, beat-up rentals, behind on taxes, even homes in great condition. We buy them all with no commissions or fees.
So before you call a realtor,
give us a call. We can help with any situation.
Call 937-586-7444.
From the creators of bacon, Applewood smoked ham, ham and Swiss melts, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meats.
I know bath remodeling, and I've seen all the gimmicks. Not with Bath Fitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, you don't need gimmicks. Just a partner you can trust. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Thick, green, and healthy. All the qualities you want in a lawn. At Buckeye Eco Care, we strive to provide excellent results backed by outstanding performance and customer service. Don't trust your yard to just anyone. Our products are eco-friendly and safe for your family and pets. Rely on the expert team at Buckeye Eco Care, the area's lawn care leader for over 4 decades. Come home to a lawn you'll love with help from Buckeye Eco Care.
Triple Option Podcast, presented by Wendy's. Listen wherever you get your podcast.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
I'm Tej Joshi here at a brand new incredible restaurant in downtown Dayton. This is Bistecca, a new Italian steakhouse with American flares. Take a look at the bar. We got the general manager, Evan, hanging out with us today. They are doing wine, cocktails, and so much more. Look at those bubbles. They look absolutely delicious. I want to tell you about the food here. They are known for steak here. They have giant cuts. Look at the steak the chef prepared for us early this morning. It is absolutely incredible. Plus, they are known for their drinks to pair with the food and their seafood here as well. That's actually a octopus dish. They are doing all sorts of incredible food here. And I said the wine looks good. Well, you know what looks really good? The Negroni right here. That's a classic Italian cocktail. And if you look right above our friend Evan here, that's their giant Negroni machine, which you are now seeing video of it in action, looking incredible. It's actually a one-of-a-kind machine that when it operates, it makes a Negroni made by a unique artist. This is the only one in existence. It's really cool. If you want to check out this new restaurant, it is on the first floor of the new Hotel Ardent in downtown Dayton, right across from the Victoria Theater. Take a look at the main dining area, a great spot to eat, to enjoy, and have a great time right here in downtown Dayton. I recommend if you come on a busy weeknight, or rather weekend night, it's still busy, so call ahead, get a table. It's all going to be a ton of fun. This is a great spot for all the delicious food, drink, and so much more. Of course, it's right here in downtown Dayton.
Temperatures will rise after a cool day tomorrow.
Check it out. At Planet Fitness, you can get free fitness training.
We're mixing it up.
We're not slowing down. I'm checking my form.